Before I left, my world buzzed with questions. I felt a pull, not for more things, but for more life. My finger kept landing on one place, Guatemala. The name sounded like a promise: volcanoes, ancient ruins, vibrant colors. I wanted a challenge, a place to be truly on my own. The idea was both thrilling and terrifying. Could I navigate a new country and language solo? The fear was real, but adventure called louder. So I decided I would go. I planned just enough, leaving space for magic and the unexpected. Friends and family worried. Was it safe? Why alone? But my heart knew this was my journey. I wasn't running away. I was running toward a braver, more open version of myself. I packed light, leaving behind expectations. The days before my flight blurred with excitement and nerves. I dreamed of jungles, cobblestone streets, and sunsets by a lake. These images fueled my courage. This wasn't a vacation, it was a pilgrimage to find pieces of myself I didn't know were missing. I wanted to prove I could stand on my own, anywhere. The day came. At the airport, backpack on, I felt calm. The questions faded. The fear was still there, but now it was joined by purpose. I was ready for challenges, beauty, and the unknown. This trip was more than a destination, it was an answer to a call from deep within. A call to explore, connect, and discover what it means to be alive. Guatemala was waiting, and I was finally on my way. Sometimes the bravest thing you can do is listen to that quiet voice inside. I listened, and it led me here. The journey had begun. I didn't know what I'd find, but I knew I'd never be the same. Guatemala, here I come. The plane landed and I stepped into the warm Guatemalan air, softer, scented with rain and earth. My first challenge, getting from the airport to Antigua. I found a shared shuttle, packed with travelers and locals. The landscape outside was impossibly green, alive with chicken buses painted in wild colors. We arrived in Antigua as the sun set, the van rumbling over cobblestone streets. The town was breathtaking. Colonial buildings in pastel hues, a volcano standing guard in the distance. I felt pure happiness. I had made it. Finding my hostel was its own adventure. Every street was new, every detail vibrant. Music and laughter spilled from courtyards. The air smelled of tortillas and coffee. I felt present, alive, and exactly where I was meant to be. At the hostel, a friendly smile greeted me. The courtyard buzzed with plants and quiet chatter. I dropped my bag, relief and accomplishment washing over me. I'd done the first part alone. That evening I sat in the courtyard listening to Antigua's sounds, feeling the gentle breeze. Peace settled in. The journey had just begun. Sometimes arriving is the bravest step. I was here, and it was already changing me. The adventure was real. Antigua was my new beginning. Traveling alone doesn't mean being lonely. It opens you to connection. My first real conversation was with an elderly woman selling textiles. My Spanish was clumsy, but her patience bridged the gap. She shared stories of her family and the patterns she weaves. Kindness, I learned, is universal. Hostels became hubs for meeting travelers. One night I met a group, Australia, Germany, Canada. We decided to hike a Catanango together. On the mountain, strangers became friends. We shared stories, fears, and snacks, supporting each other up the steep path. I also met Mateo, a local guide at Lake Atitlan. He taught me Mayan words, shared legends, and showed me his world. Our friendship was a window into the heart of Guatemala. These connections, sharing meals, learning to make chocolate, or just smiling at strangers, became the soul of my journey. Being solo pushed me to be open, to trust in the goodness of people. I learned we're all connected no matter where we come from. Some friendships lasted a day, some a lifetime, but all are treasures I carry with me. The people you meet can change your story. In Guatemala, they changed mine. Every connection added a new layer to my adventure. I was never truly alone. Leaving Antigua, I took a winding shuttle through the mountains. Suddenly, Lake Atitlan appeared, a deep blue mirror cradled by volcanoes. I was speechless. The lake felt sacred, a secret the world was sharing with me. I stayed in San Marcos La Laguna, a village with a calm, spiritual vibe. Mornings meant sunrises from a wooden dock, the water set ablaze with gold and pink. Days were for swimming, kayaking, and hammocks. The lake's energy made me slow down and just be. Each village had its own personality, San Pedro lively, San Juan artistic. I visited a women's cooperative, learning about natural dyes and traditional weaving. Even the boat rides were adventures, bouncing over waves with stunning views. One afternoon a storm rolled in, then cleared to reveal a double rainbow across the lake, a moment of pure magic. Lake Atitlan taught me the beauty of stillness and the power of nature. It's a place that stays in your soul. Sometimes the world gives you a mirror. At Lake Atitlan I saw beauty, peace, and a new side of myself. The lake changed me. Its magic lingers. Antigua is a city where time slows down and history breathes through every street. I wandered cobblestones discovering hidden courtyards and churches, some in ruins, all telling stories of resilience. The Santa Catalina Arch with the volcano framed beneath was even more stunning in person. Surrounded by 3 volcanoes, Antigua's landscape is a constant reminder of nature's power. Hiking at Catenango was unforgettable. From our campsite we watched fuego erupt, lava lighting up the night. The city buzzes with life, markets bursting with color, vendors selling everything from fruit to textiles. Practicing Spanish with locals, I bargained with a smile. Cafes served world-class coffee. I'd sit for hours journaling and watching life unfold. Beyond the sights, Antigua's magic is in its atmosphere. The sound of church bells, children flying kites, the taste of a sweet pastry. The city felt like a warm hug, a place of safety and inspiration. It was the perfect base for my adventure, a place I could always return to. Antigua isn't just a city you visit, it's a city you feel. Its spirit stays with you. My heart found a home there. Antigua will always be part of my story. I flew north to Petén, into the dense jungle, to explore Tikal, the ruins of a great Mayan city. The air was thick, alive with howler monkeys and parrots. The jungle felt ancient, full of secrets. Walking through Tikal, stone temples suddenly appeared through the trees, rising above the canopy. I climbed Temple 4, gazing over endless green, imagining the city in its prime. The sunrise tour was magical, walking through the dark jungle, listening to nocturnal animals, then watching the mist lift as the sun rose over ancient stones. Tikal was more than ruins, it was a reminder of a civilization in harmony with nature. It put my life in perspective, made me feel small in a good way. The Mayans built wonders guided by stars and wisdom. Leaving Tikal, I felt awe and curiosity for the mysteries of our world. Some places connect you to history in ways words can't describe. Tikal was one of those places. I left with respect, wonder, and a hunger to learn more. The jungle's whisper stayed with me. I was changed by its ancient magic. The past felt alive. Solo travel isn't always easy. The language barrier was tough. I struggled to buy a bus ticket, but a kind woman helped me with gestures and smiles. Loneliness crept in some evenings, but solitude taught me to enjoy my own company. I wrote in my journal, processed my thoughts, and found strength in being alone. The Catenango hike was my greatest challenge. Steep, exhausting, but reaching the top was pure triumph. Every challenge became a lesson. Getting lost taught me to ask for help. Loneliness taught me self-reliance. Physical pain revealed my resilience. Each victory built my confidence. I learned I could handle difficult situations on my own. This journey was about discovering my capabilities, not just seeing new places. The triumphs, big and small, define my adventure. Growth happens outside your comfort zone. In Guatemala, I found strength I never knew I had. The challenges shaped me. I returned home more confident, more capable. Every struggle was worth it. I wouldn't trade a single moment. Food is the heart of Guatemalan culture. Simple, delicious, made with love. Mornings began with eggs, black beans, fried plantains, and fresh tortillas. Warm, perfect, unforgettable. Street food was a daily adventure. Tostadas with guacamole and salsa, pupusas stuffed with cheese or beans. Eating on busy streets, surrounded by sounds and smells, was pure joy. In Antigua, I tried pepian, a rich, spicy stew, and took a chocolate-making class learning the ancient Mayan craft. Tasting chocolate I made myself was a highlight. Food was more than nourishment, it was connection. I shared meals with a local family near Lake Atitlan. Simple food, shared smiles, deep understanding. These moments were precious. The flavors of Guatemala will always remind me of its warmth and generosity. To taste a country is to know its soul. Every meal was a memory. The food, like the people, left a lasting impression. I carry those flavors with me. Guatemala's feasts are unforgettable. Boarding the plane home, I was not the same person who'd arrived in Guatemala. I felt gratitude, not just for the journey, but for how it changed me. The nervous traveler was gone. In her place was someone confident, open, and full of memories. Solo travel taught me strength, self-reliance, and the beauty of being alone. I learned to trust myself, to solve problems, to find peace in solitude. Guatemala showed me a simpler, richer way of life. built on family, nature, and kindness. The world felt bigger, brighter, and more beautiful. If you're considering a solo trip, go, be brave, get a little lost, talk to strangers, try the food, climb the volcano, sit by the lake and breathe. Guatemala will welcome you and change you from the inside out. This journey was one of the best things I've ever done. Thank you for joining me on this adventure. If my story inspired you, please subscribe. Your support helps me share more journeys. Until next time, keep exploring, the world is waiting. The